Hey everyone, my name is Wedge, and no, there is no Teamercon to talk about today. The rest of these cards better be amazing because I'm getting real antsy here. Just give me my card. Ugh. Pearl Lake Ancient is 5 colorless and 2 blue for a 6/7 Leviathan with flash and prowess. It also can't be countered. You can also return 3 lands you control to their owner's hand and return the Ancient to its owner's hand. I'm not sure how this creature came into existence, but the way I see it, they took every keyword and ability they had, put them in a giant hat, and picked a few. This thing is ridiculous to say the least. Don't get me wrong, I would love to play the crap out of this, but in its 5 billion abilities, it's missing any kind of evasion. That's my only issue. It can be blocked for days by 1/1 soldier tokens, elvish mystics, and literally anything else your opponent has on the board. Obviously, you would only play this in control decks, so the point is to avoid your opponent having creatures. But Supreme Verdict will be gone, and you can only run so many Aether Spouts before you need, other cards that do things. My point is that the Ancient is hilarious, huge super bomb in Limited, and I'd love to see it in Standard, but unless he has a hankering for hot soup, I'm not sure we're going to see that dream come true. Murderous Cut is 4 colorless and 1 black for an instant with Delve. Destroy target creature. Of course, I should have known this would happen. They don't just let Doomblade rotate without something to replace it. That's great, wonderful, super. This is going to see play in Standard. The versatility is stupid since it's any creature. Don't worry about the mana cost, because by the time you want to use this, there should be a couple cards in your graveyard that you can delve. You're playing black, that's bound to happen. While this won't be fast enough to deal with a Fire Drinker Satyr on turn 2, it will be able to deal with a Pulukrinos on turn 4 or 5, or a Stormbreath Dragon, or a Courser, or anything else Green-Red Monsters runs. I'm not biased or anything, just pointing it out. Enjoy your new annoyingly overpowered mid-range removal. Ash Cloud Phoenix is 2 colorless and 2 red for a 4/1 Flying Phoenix with a morph cost of 4 colorless and 2 red. When it dies, return it to the battlefield face down. When it's turned face up, it deals 2 damage to each player. As with every Mythic Phoenix, this thing is a super bomb in Limited. Sure, it only has 1 toughness, but if you don't exile it, it's coming back over and over again. It's like the definition of a headache. The morph cost is expensive, but in a format like Draft, removal is coveted, and there's only so many spells you can throw at this thing. Personally, I think it's hysterical, and it's definitely one of the more annoying bombs for someone to play. In other words, I'm totally into it. Meandering Tower Shell is 3 colorless and 2 green for a 5/9 turtle with Island Walk. Whenever it attacks, exile it. Return it to the battlefield under your control, tapped and attacking at the beginning of the declare attacker step on your next turn. Now that that's out of the way, this is a giant turtle in every sense of the word. The flavor here is just priceless. It is a 5/9, so it has the blocking power of a cement wall. You could end up attacking with this as long as you have a couple turns to dirtle around with. Island Walk is also relevant, since most strategies will be 3 colors and limited. The chances of you seeing a blue player is much higher than normal. I mean, play your turtle, dodge Death Touch, and just win by turn 45. Just turtle power. No, not that turtle. More like this turtle. Yeah, it's turtle power. Trail of Mystery is 1 colorless and 1 green for an enchantment. Whenever a face-down creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Whenever a permanent you control is turned face up, if it's a creature, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. I never thought they would print something like this. It's disturbingly cheap at 2 mana for what it does. Playing this into a morph creature on turn 3 is just value. Plus, if it stays on the field, you get to thin your deck with every morph creature you play. If that wasn't enough, your creatures get buffed when you turn them face up. This is an impactful enchantment for 2 mana, and most strategies aren't going to be looking to use their removal on something like this. Whether it be Standard or Limited, I'd look to jam this into any deck with a good amount of morph creatures. It also makes sure that you get your Courser trigger every turn, because heavens forbid you miss that. This will see play in Commander Limited, and I'd love it to see play in Standard. I really would. This is the kind of morph value card that the strategy needs. Here's to hoping we get more support for it. This next card is still being translated, so this might not be exactly right, but it seems to be the general consensus, so we're gonna go with it. Deflecting Palm is 1 red and 1 white for an instant. The next time a source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn, prevent that damage. If damage is prevented this way, Deflecting Palm deals that much damage to that source's controller. This is a serious blowout card. Whether it's in limited against that huge Leviathan or in standard against a monstrous Pelucranos, this could decide games. If this really is the wording on this card, every aggro and mid-range player has to live in fear of it. This thing is a catch-all if I've ever seen one. It's basically like, oh, hey, you want to attack me? You won't do it. Come on, yeah, huh, come on, huh. The card is dumb, is basically what I'm getting at, so just play this forever. Mardo Charm is 1 red, 1 white, and 1 black for an instant. Choose one. Either deal 4 damage to target creature, or put 2 1/1 white creature tokens onto the battlefield, and they gain first strike until end of turn, or target opponent reveals their hand, you choose a non-creature, non-land card from it, and they discard it. Let's review. On this 1 3-mana instant, you get a Flame Slash, a Raise the Alarm with added benefit, and a Duress. Any of these at instant speed. I love the charms. Those of you who are unimpressed, don't ignore the versatility here. This does so much. First ability, great against mid-range decks and coercive Crewfix. Second ability, amazing against aggro strategies. Third ability, the bee's knees against control. Versatile and useful. Can't do much better than that at uncommon. Rakshasa Deathdealer is 1 black and 1 green for a 2/2 cat demon. Man, I'll never get over seeing cat demon as a creature type. You can pay 1 black and 1 green to give it +2/+2 until end of turn or regenerate it. I need to start with this. No, this is not Lotleth Troll. No, this is not Putrid Leech. It's a 2-mana 2/2 with 2 relevant abilities and a pretty sweet mana sink. You can activate the +2/+2 as many times as you want, so it makes this guy relevant all game. Even within the first few turns, you drop this on turn 2 and threaten 4 damage on turn 3. If they don't have an answer, they start paying the price. It's at a great spot on the curve. Green-black seems to have a decent amount of mana acceleration right now, and this guy dodges a ton of removal. He can pump himself out of range of most damage spells, and he can just regenerate if he's too lazy. We're looking at a super-sized Basking Rootwalla or True Fire Paladin. Do not underestimate this card. Sultai Ascendancy is 1 black, 1 green, and 1 blue for an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put any amount of them into your graveyard and the rest on top of your library in any order. This card is like New Jace's +1 but on steroids. Being able to card filter that many cards each turn is extremely powerful. True, it doesn't provide immediate value the turn it comes out, but if you get a couple turns with it in play, you should be able to not only stack the top of your deck, but also your graveyard. Commander card for sure, and hopefully standard playable somewhere. I'd really love to see this in action, even though I'm not entirely sold on it. Mardo Charm is 1 green, 1 blue, and 1 red for an instant. Choose one. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. That creature fights target creature you don't control. Or counter target spell unless its controller pays 3. Or creatures with power 3 or less can't block this turn. Guys, oh my god, Mana Leak is back, and I can't, like, the feelings are too real. I love this charm to death. Hunt the Weak, Mana Leak, and another anti-courser ability. I'm in love with Temur. Yes, Mardo's Charm was pretty sweet, but it's Mana Leak. I'm done. I'm playing this card forever. All abilities are relevant. You're obviously running creatures, so the fight ability matters. Everyone wants Mana Leak, so no worries there, and I shouldn't have to tell you how annoying Sylvan Caryatid and Courser are when they're blocking efficiently, so just best clan. The last cards we're going to talk about today are the 10 common lands and Khans of Tarkir. Each of them comes into play tapped, and you gain 1 life when they enter the battlefield. You can tap them to add 1 of either of the colors of mana they produce to your mana pool. Now you might be thinking there are a ton of lands in this set. That is true, but it's clear that these lands are meant to make playing 3 colors in draft a little bit easier. I can see a situation where the wedge lands would be taken way too highly because mana fixing is so important. Adding these lands lets people take the cards they want while also making sure they can actually play them. This cycle is purely for limited, and I'm totally okay with that. The art on these are beautiful. Once again, we have no Teamer Con, but we did get the Teamer Charm, which buys them one more day. One more day. No more than that, Wizards. I swear, I'm coming for you. Just, Anyways, what do you all think about the spoilers today? Tell me how pumped you are for cons. I'm basically freaking out at this point. These cards are legit insane. Leave a comment below and we'll talk about it. As always, subscribe for the latest and most reliable cons of Tarkir spoiler information you could ever need. This is the Mana Source. I'm Wedge. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.